So here we're looking at naming angles, and we do this mainly because in maths we need to be very specific about which of the angles it is we are referring to. So it's not enough just to be able to tell us what type of angle it is, and we'll review some of those in just a second, but we need to be able to have a way of pointing out one specific angle in our shape or object or whatever it is that we're looking at so that we know what bit it is we're looking at. So firstly, just a reminder, what are the types of angles that we can have? Well, here they are. So starting with an acute angle, that is an angle that's less than 90 degrees. Okay, so you can see up there, anything from 0 up to 90 is going to give you an acute angle. Right angle is an angle that's exactly 90 degrees. And then in our top right hand corner, we've got an obtuse angle, which is anything from 90 degrees up to 180 degrees. So at the bottom left, we've got a straight angle, so our straight line just makes an angle of 180 degrees there. A reflex angle is anything from 180 up to 360. And our full turn is exactly 360 degrees. Now you'll be expected to know all of those types of angles, but in particular, we need to be able to pick out individual angles and their names, not just what type of angle it is. So what does he mean by that? If we look at this shape here, remember in maths, we describe the journey through the turn as the angle, but what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to pick apart that angle measured there in red from anything else that might be on the shape. So we need to find a way of naming that angle. So firstly, what we need to do is we need to put some letters on our shape. Okay, so what we've got is almost a big F shape there, C and D at the top, B and E in the middle, A down the bottom. And all we're using is we're just using these letters as reference points. So they just help us work out where we are on the shape. Okay, and if we want to look at that turn there, we want to go from there round to there, just like that. And so what we're actually doing is we're measuring the turn along that journey. And so we would describe that as angle ABE. Okay, that's the path that we've taken. We've gone from A to B to E. Okay, think of that. But now trying to name the blue angle at the top. So how can we name that? Well, firstly, it's not good form every time just to write the angle ABE. And so what we can do, one of the ways we can write it, is we can write 3 letters with the middle letter getting a little hat above it, right? One of those little, it's not reflex, it might be reflex, I don't know, ask your English teacher, right? With a little pointy hat thing that appears there. Okay, there is another way, we'll look at that in the next slide as well. But looking at our blue angle, how would we name that? Well, I've got my turn there going from the line BC along CD, so we're going to go B, C, D. B to C to D, and so we've got angle B, C, D. And again, 3 letters, a little hat on the middle one. Okay, looking at the next shape then, I've got a triangle, I've got P, Q, and R labelled on each of my vertices there. So if I want to name that angle, thinking about the journey that I've done, without even marking it on, you can see we've gone from Q to R to P. So that angle down that bottom right hand corner is angle QRP. And here we can see the other way of writing our angle. So what we can do again is write our 3 letters, and rather than giving the letter in the middle, that funny little hat, we can write it so that it almost looks a bit like an L at the start. And that little shape there is just meant to be a little angle. So it's angle QRP is what that is referring to. Okay, if we look at that, what we should see is that the little thing at the start is still the same, but we've just got the letters back to front. So it's PRQ. So when we're looking at it like this, we don't know which side we started at. Okay, so when we watched the animation, we saw it go from Q to R to P, but if I was to ask you to name that angle in the middle, you don't know if you started at the top at Q or down the bottom at P and went along to R and then up to Q. And so when we're thinking about these angles, there are a couple of ways that we can label them. Okay, crucially though, in both cases, the R is the thing in the middle. And so we're still just thinking about the journey that we've taken or that we could have taken here. Okay, moving on then to this last one. We've got 2 angles that we want to think about, this one down the bottom and then one up the top at B. So dealing with the one down the bottom, we're just going to start at A, we're going to head down to D, and up to C. Okay, and so that means we've got angle ADC. Okay, again, thinking about the journey that we've made, we've gone from A to D to C. Looking at the next one, again, I need to find the bottom of that line. So where's the bottom of that line? It's down at D. So we go from D all the way up to B, and then from B down to C. So I've got DBC. So here I've got angle DBC.